Hi, Angeli. Hi, Angeli. How are you? Hi, Angeli.
Hi, Angeli.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Oh,
Okay,
sorry. Mhm.
so just take your time to prepare as usual. So we will have a moderator today. I will be on mute, but in any way, if anything urgent, just call me. Okay?
Sure, no worry. Okay, I just want to set up everything before we could proceed. Hold on.
Yeah. So for anyone watching recording, guys, you maybe can later just fast forward 10 minutes because we already record this. So later when students watch the recording, they can just skip this part.
I will post the recording.
It's Angeli. All right, so again, my name is Angeli Sadsad. I came from the beautiful country of the Philippines. Tonight, I will be your resource speaker on how to have an effective ways to make your CV stand out and and applying in a virtual world. And also I will be giving you tips on how to be a good speaker or something like that, and how to respond during the interview. This is just very quick slides, but I will be expanding more during the presentation. All right, so to start with, let's go here. All right, so let's start with in your CV, you must start strong, meaning you must cite your skills at the same time your key accomplishments. So for example, like this. For example, I am enthusiastic, hardworking, committed individual with a proven track record of designing websites and creating databases. I have strong technical skills as well as excellent interpersonal skills. I am eager to be challenged in order to grow and expand the skill set I have gained through my experience in the IT sector. That is, if your niche is like, in IT field, or it's either in specific niche that you have. For example, on my end, on my CV, I have this one here. As you can see, what I have here is I am multifaceted, efficient, and reliable administrative professional with 14 years of experience of supporting managers, executives, and directors to improve internal and external operations for the welfare of the disadvantaged sectors. So what I have cited here is that what do you possess in order for them to hire you? Or how, what do you possess in order for you to stand out in other applicants or something like that? And how long it is always important that you will cite of how long or how long having the experience of being an administrative assistant, executive assistant, a personal assistant, or like social manager, social media manager, or in specific niche that you have. But if you are like, you know, in entry level, I would highly suggest, for example, that you would just like have there that I have undergo or I have studied paid course or something like that for being a virtual assistant. And you can see the attached certifications that I've been through. And having said that, your clients will be asking you, what have you learned? How did you apply that? And what I would suggest is always watch YouTube channel, because they have free, you know, tutorials on how to do these things or something like that. But the good thing about here in our group is we have a Telegram group chat that we are you know, welcome to post or message any questions that you have. Even that you finish this course, again, Tanya will be very welcomed or very accommodating and answering your questions or specific like clarifications moving forward after this course. So again, having said this, that you will be reflecting these you know, exceptional highlights in the top of your CV would be like an eye catcher for your client, that you will be citing your, you know, your core values or something, core skills that you will have to contribute to his or her company or something. So again, I am eager to work with you. Always put the passion again to impress your client that you're really into not only applying to the job posting, but also you are very much willing to impart what you've learned or what you will be learning to them in the company, in order for them to have, you know, always cite that you will have a common goal that you will be reaching while you're working with the company. So what I have here is I am eager to work with you to provide reliable, consistent, and high-level assistance to any administrative works. I thrive on being able to learn new things, and I am always willing to take on new tasks, especially to those newbie. Always cite this one. And I desire to help all my clients organize their lives of business and take on any job to help them more productive. So this is how I outlined my what do you call this, my skills and key accomplishments, and how I could be of help to my client in case. So again, this is just an example. It could be more, you know, more creative, and at the same time more unique in your own way. So always think, how could you what do you call this, compose this type of introduction? Again, always true to yourself of how you could be more of help to your client. Just get those answers to the job posting that your client will be posting. For example, your client needs a virtual assistant that is very good in you know, travel arrangements, or like schedule meetings, or like taking notes or something like that. So you could just like put in your introductions that you know, I'm very good in taking notes, or I am very much eager to assist you in scheduling bookings or something like that. Or you could have this, that I am highly skilled in travel arrangements or scheduling meetings, and I have like, you know, experience in having this, having that. That is if you are experienced. Okay. And then there are also, like, for example, for entry level, like freelancers that don't have any experience at all. Again, you will have your best friend, which is YouTube or Google, that you could acquire free trainings. Again, I will discuss that at the later of my slides, that you could access free certifications on these sites with a specific what they call this, learnings that you will have online. It's free and free certifications. Okay. So moving forward, let's have the next slides. Oh, sorry, just have this. Okay. So the next is emphasize results rather than responsibilities. Again, this is very much common in your CV. Like for example, your responsibilities assisted, data entry assisted, scheduling assisted, taking notes or something like that. What the other way so that your CV would stand out is, for example, you will write there that instead of assisted, you will write there that I helped to increase social media engagement for company X. Company X meaning is the company of your client before, or example, even if it's locally, it would be very engaging or like very catchy that you had imparted something for your company. So it's not that, very basic assisted in this, assisted in that. That is a very, very common word that you will use. And, the thought of the client that you will just assisting and you're not, taking the leap of on how you could be more be helpful or like contributory factor that you have in the company. Again, this would be more impressive that, oh, this VA is kind of like very helpful in the company that she or he worked on. So again, this is very much more catchful if you will write, I help to increase social media engagement for company X, or for example, I helped my CEO or the founder of the company booked this number of meetings, and the outcome is we are funded of $2 million in order for our company to be funded, especially for those this company startup or something like that. Just cite on how you have been a hero on that story, something like that. So again, something like this, I increased social media engagement by 38% from 0% or from 5% for the company X. So on that case, your client would have the impression that you really imparted anything on the success of the company. Okay. Hold on, give me a moment. Okay. All right. So the next slide. All right. So respond directly to the job description or explain exactly why you are the candidate for the role. So this is, again, always read everything that is posted on the job description. It's not just like, I always have this perception or motto in applying in any job posting, especially on the virtual world, that I am applying for the job. It is not because that I really need the job. I am applying for the job because I fit in on the job. My skills fit in on the job. Or example, if I am an entry level, I know on myself that I am capable of doing that job. So again, do not apply because you just really needing a job. Always think that your passion would be there, because mark my word, you will be just burned out if, example, you will be just applying for the job that you really don't know, or you're not willing to embrace any learnings or any like difficulties that you will be encountering moving forward. I know it's not easy to say, it's not easy to just embrace everything and learn by your own way, but again, there's no harm in trying, and there's no like difficult word in a person that is very determined to learn. Okay, so again, taking the one step forward outside your comfort zone, it's not dangerous or something that not what they call this practical way of having your life more comfortable or like more conducive, but it takes a one brave person to take the leap or take the one step forward outside your comfort zone to learn things that you don't know. Okay, so again, reading all those job description that the client is posting is somehow will give you like a grasp on yourself. Ask yourself, could I do this or could I do that? If not, if I'm not familiar with that, certain task, for example, if you're not familiar, if you're, trained of administrative work or something like that, and you're not that technically savvy, or you're not that familiar with that task, then ask yourself, am I willing to take the leap of learning this? Am I like patient enough to learn this? Because honestly, just everyone let you know, having of my vast experience in the administrative field, I really hate math. And I'm not actually I'm not an expert, and at the same time I'm not that familiar with formulas, especially in Excel. And in Google Sheets there are, in Google Sheets and Excel, there are formulas and formats that you really need to know in order for that applications to work well. So again, having this technology, making use of technology will really make your life easier. So what you will do is that, or what I did during that time, because most of the clients are really using Google Sheets and everything, especially with the trackers that we will be doing for them, for the templates that we are doing for them. Most of them are in Excel format and in Google Sheet format. So I really don't have the choice, but really have to learn those formulas in order for me to be more efficient and effective for them. So what I did, again, I have no one to learn to, and I still don't have to have a paid course for that. What I did, again, YouTube is your best friend. There are free tutorials on how to even to freeze some columns before. I don't know how to do it, guys. So YouTube is, I'm very thankful for YouTube and Google, because they're the one who taught me everything that I want to learn, and imparted a big success on what I have now, because I didn't pay for anything, just for to learn basic formulas, or basic learnings that you really want to know. All right. And then another technique that I want you to bear in mind when you are reading job descriptions in a client's posting. There are clients that really want to test your being keen, or like being detail oriented. Most of the clients are putting like this: please put skillful, please put strawberry, please put melon, or please put apple at the start of your resume, or like at the start of your cover letter, in order for me to know that you really read this job posting. So because I am also once a hiring manager in one of the company in Houston. So that is one of our trick in order for us to know that the applicant is really reading our job description. And believe me, out of 50, only some of them are 8 who had followed the job description. I mean, yeah, the job posting that we really posted. So meaning on that case, and in that case, you can really see the people who are really reading well, and then who are really following instructions. And being a hiring manager, I would highly prefer those persons who are keen and somehow following instructions moving forward. All right. So again, explain exactly why you are candidate for the role. So when the specific client would post that I really need someone that could assist me in my daily endeavor, like having to-do lists, keep me like keep on track, or something that could like have my schedules aligned every day and something like that. You have to explain why you're exactly the candidate for a role. Okay, so meaning before you will apply for the role, you have put in mind, always bear in mind that during the interview, especially those keep on track, most of the clients are asking, how do you organize yourself? Do you have your checklists in order for you to organize your task in the daily manner? How do you schedule your time? Sometimes there are clients asking also for your calendar, on how you are blocking your time, especially on how you could manage your tasks or something like that. So some of the clients are also like asking with that. Okay. And then there are employers want candidates to understand the role that they are applying. The more you can demonstrate this, the more your CV will stand out. Again, that is what I am telling you, that employers want candidates to understand the role that you are applying for by, responding directly to the job description, and reading that those job descriptions and the way that you understand that. If you don't understand, Google. All right. Okay. So next is highlight changes, and growth. This is for those freelancers that already had the experience, show how you have grown and changed in your roles, accomplishments you achieve while having the experience of working with those clients. So for example, let me have my experiences here. Hold on. What I have here is just the examples of what I've been through with my other clients before. So for example, from here, okay. So for example, in my resume, what I have here, for example, I have been a customer support specialist for these certain months. So I have cited here that I have handled international PayPal account, serve as the customers by providing product and service information, resolving product issues. And then moving forward, I have here that I have been also like an executive assistant, an accountant. So what are my tasks? So, as you are also having the leverage of expanding your horizon, or having your learnings widen, you will also be exposed to other learnings. Again, if you're very much willing to embrace any learnings that you really want to know, even if it's hard for you and it's not aligned with your course, or if it's not aligned with, on how you are visioning yourself, but as long as you're determined, it's not impossible. Again, I hate math, but I have been handling, bookkeeping using QuickBooks in Zero. You just really have to be determined on taking the leap of embracing your fears, and the difficult thing that you're really imagining that you cannot do, something like that. So you will be citing here what have you learned moving forward as you are adding your clients. What have you acquired? What knowledge have you embraced, or have you learned during the time that you're having this client? So this is a good implications for the clients, or basis for the clients, that this person or this BA is very versatile in any tasks that we will be giving you, especially when you are working as a virtual assistant, because most of the clients are really what they call this, see virtual assistants as all rounder, meaning you're not just like um you're just like the manager, like a website developer that have a specific niche. For example, when you say SMM, they will be just handling SMM, I mean social media. When you're asking like website developer, they will be just handling the website developer. But if you are virtual assistant, you are expected to do anything that your client would like have you to do, or something like that. But learn to say no if it's not in your job description. Okay, just make sure that you're just doing the job that is in your job description. Always ask for your job description so that you can make sure that you are what they call this, that you are accomplishing what is really your client wants you to do. If there are instances, for example, that you are already tenured in your client with your client, and he or she wants you to add more tasks aside from the job description that she posted or he posted during the time that she hire you or he hires you, and then that's the time that you could also bargain your wage or something like that. Okay, because your client is just testing you if you're also like flexible in any task that she or he could leverage his business. Okay, all right, so make sure also with this, gosh, I cannot present now. Hold on, sorry. All right, so with this, demonstrate that you are connected, meaning make sure this comes through networking displays that you have strong communication skills. And this is something that employers value greatly. So meaning when you say networking, when your client is saying that I need someone that could help us in, for example, in automations or something like that. Or we need someone that could build a system for us in order for us more organized. And, we could have a common page. All of the team could be work along together or something like that. Then you could, there's no harm in trying and in suggesting to your clients, hey, I know someone that could do this. And here's the link to his, his LinkedIn account or Instagram account that you could have a reference to. And it's a good thing also that you could give at least 3 to 5 options for your clients in order for them to choose which would be the best. That is also somehow showing a proactiveness on your side, being a virtual assistant. And also, like, your client will know that you have a wide range of network, and you are communicating with others with, not just on your specific skills or in your specific field or something like that. And then show the industry insight, demonstrate knowledge of the industry, make sure you're up to date with any news and industry changes. This is also in specific, especially if you're applying on a job that is on, if for example, if you're applying to the job that is like belong to the food and beverage industry, or if you're applying to the job that is like life coaching or something like that, you could like, read news or articles that had in Google. You could also have in LinkedIn. You could just like search the hashtags in LinkedIn, or you could just search the keyword in Google, and having the grasp of the background or any updates with the specific industry where your client or the target client is belonged. Then that could make them like, think that, hey, she really wants to be with us, or she really want to give inputs in the industry because you're also updated. And again, this is one of the learnings that I put in mind during my freelancing journey, is that always make yourself involved in your client's business. Treat your client's business as your own, in order for you to know that, what would be the good thing in your client's business, what would be the bad thing. It's as if, because your client, if your client will be hiring you as an executive or personal assistant, that means that you will be his or her shadow and everything. So owning his business is somehow like, don't be skeptical in suggesting things that you would think that, could leverage the business, or like, if you could just like, suggest that anything that could make the system better, that would be good. Okay, clients are, again, just gauge your client's attitude if they're also welcome with any suggestions that you will be having. And then you could work out together. Before you could suggest, you must read through everything before you will suggest. You must be skillful enough with everything that you will be suggesting to clients, in order for you to be, just not that naive to suggest and then you don't have any plan. What would be if you're be suggesting system like this, and then you don't have, a fallback that if it will be implementing this, what would be the effect to the company? What would it bring to the company, or something like that? Okay. All right. Just shoot your questions, guys, in the chat box, and then we will be tackling that after our discussion. Okay. So use power words in your resume, like adaptable, innovative, implemented, achieved, or something like that. Follow up, impressive results or outcomes, which demonstrates what you have delivered. So again, as you have seen on my resume, I have put there reliable, the same word with having this adaptable, meaning you are very much flexible or adaptable in a fast-paced environment, something like that. Innovative in a sense that I am willing to, if you have attended the previous what they call this topic that we have, you could suggest to the clients that I have created a tracker that could track your, personal things like this, your exercises, and then we could track your expenses or something like that in a Google Sheet, something like this, and we could track your travel history in a spreadsheet like this. So being innovative is just like, creating anything on your end that could help you and your client, could have system and well organized in a model. Okay, implemented what you have implemented in order for the company, or for the small business of your client, be more organized and systematized. And then what you have achieved, or yeah, the same after you implemented the suggested system you have with your client, have this been achieved? How or what did you do in order for this to be achieved? That's a question. What did you do in order for this to be achieved? Do you have the tracking system, or have you like a check-in, like monthly check-in, weekly check-in, or like quarterly check-in with your client in order for you to track if we have achieved our goals or something like that? Okay. Next would be, all right. So take note of these, guys. These are the CV creation sites where you could get what do you call this, tips, and somehow like highlights and everything that you could have in your CV. And then just make sure that you don't copy things or like skills that you don't possess, because it might like put you in the hot seat when you will be questioned by your client, by the client that you're applying for. Okay, just make sure to copy, or just make a guide of these sites, or like templates that they have, but don't copy everything, just for you to have an impressive resume. Okay. And then these are the sites, or yeah, these are the websites where you could create your profile in Upwork. This is the site. I know Upwork nowadays is a very competitive platform where you could also find a client, and you could like also hire freelancers. But again, there's no harm in trying as long as you believe in yourself. All right. You can have Upwork, Fiverr, and LinkedIn, but Tanya is highly suggesting LinkedIn and Instagram and finding clients, because most of them are more specific, and you can just like message directly and have if you will just type the specific skills or position that you really want to look into, then it would like pop out and everything. The good thing about Upwork is that they have like a secure payment arrangements that could avoid somehow like being scammed or something like that. But then again, they are taking fees in corresponds with that. Okay. Well, you could just like in creating your profile here, it's free. There's nothing for you to what they call this, for you to pay. Just make sure that in creating your profile in Upwork, don't import like pdf PDF auto fill in, something like that, because your application for your Upwork profile will be declined. So I would highly suggest, if you will manually input your profile there, it's just like basic question, personal information. And at the same time, if you have certifications, it's good that you will attach there. And at the same time, experiences and your portfolios. If you have done, just a picture of the calendar that you've done, and then if you created like example any Canva designs, then you could have that in your portfolio. And at the same time, if you have anything that is correspond your skills, you can have that as your portfolio, so that your client, you moving forward, could view the portfolio in your profile. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I haven't clicked this one. So again, this is Upwork, this is Fiverr, and this is LinkedIn. All right. So a killer VA resume template. So this is it. Number one, start with the header. The correct one is your name, your niche, for example, virtual assistant, and then your email address, contact number that is working, and then your LinkedIn profile or your Instagram profile. You can have a Twitter account or something like that. This is a bad one where you really had to put your complete address. You can also have your address like Washington, D.C., USA, or just, it is unnecessary to have your full address here, and it would be more helpful if you will have your profile in order for the client to see your profile in your LinkedIn account or in your Instagram account. Okay. Next would be outstanding professional summary. So this one is very playing a vital role in your resume, because this is how your client will foresee you before your interview. So again, the good one is a passionate virtual assistant with over 6 years of experience in administrative and organizational support, seeks to join, the name of the company, for example, and then to provide exceptional customer service. In my previous, this is also one good thing that you will cite what you did and your client previously, is that in my previous jobs as a VA, handled multiple clients for B2B tech company, creating the link between all customer-facing departments, generating over $200,000 in annual sales. So this is also one good thing that you will be citing what what is your contribution to the company from your previous or recent company. Okay, so this one is just a very, very vague description of what you are. So if I will be the client, I will not consider a very short introduction. Okay. I will always choose the one that is very detailed in order for me to see, hey, this could be also a great asset to my company. So I will proceed for this VA for the next, for the next phase, which is interview. Okay. Again, your profile or your resume or your cover letter really plays a vital role in order for you to take the next step. All right. So next would be demonstrate your virtual assistant experience. Again, so this is where this one is the example. This is one is about, again, well, there are somehow VAs that could have this bulleted type. But again, I would highly suggest that you will have the more detailed one like this. As you have the previous one, it's just like very vague. But here, this, for example, this VA cited like very detailed what he did. Also, what you've seen on my resume, that, for example, book travel accommodations for management for travels in Europe, Asia, and the Middle East, manage an annual budget of $120 or something like that. And then manage Misio's calendar schedule meetings with staff and shareholders. You must be very detailed of what you did to your clients in your, with the experiences that you have your clients. Okay. So again, to cite an example on my own, I have this for my, what I have been doing in my customer support, experience, that I resolve product or service problems, clarifying the customer's complaint, because these what do you call this? These tasks that I have been through in the customer support is very useful when I am applying a customer support jobs, because on this explanation already my client will know what I did during that times. Okay. Also the same thing here, being an executive assistant to the accountant, what you did. All right. Sorry, that's not it. What you did in where's sorry. Where's the accountant thing here? Here. So partner personal accountability check. This is for personal care, getting tasks done with. I have the task list or the the tasks tracker that we have, and then bookkeeping using QuickBooks in Zero, refilling prescriptions, that is, and the medical aspect, and then enter clients' invoices into the billing and tracking system. So you must be specific on what you're doing with your clients, and then at the same time being an executive assistant to a company founder. Yeah, here you must also like be specific and serve as the primary point of contact, both internally and externally, in all matters pertaining to the executives or director, including those of a highly confidential. also like here, because I have so many, what do you call this, experiences. Here, executive and personal assistant to the lifestyle coach. So maintain a database of people, companies, and relevant data and information. Calendar and email management, travel arrangements and bookings. Again, here are common like task or responsibility. Being an executive and personal assistant, you will always be served as the main point of contact of your director, of your CEO, both internal and external aspect when it comes to his business or personal aspect. Okay, so go back in our slide. So this is the good one. And then this is also like an entry level VAs. What we have here is hire freelance designers and developers, paid freelancers monthly, help CEO to free up his time here. Why we said that it's bad? Okay, if you are the client, how did you help the CEO to free up his time? What did you do? Is there anything that you recommended to your CEO in order for him to free up his time? Did you grab anything from his plate in order for him to free up his time? Involved in content management on the website. What did you do to be involved in content management on the website? Did you did the content writing? Are you the one who posted the vlog or something like that? Are you the one who created the video editing? Be specific on what you're really doing for your clients, okay? So this is the good one that worked with the founder and CEO in developing a content strategy for the brand in plan and execution, or advertised, shortlisted, and hired over 10 freelancers, scheduled final interviews with the CEO. Okay, so again, there are clients that are not conducting interviews after they are seeing a resume or profile. Being so detailed is not, it's not that really for you to have in your profile, but also it would be like more more impressive to your clients that you are very detailed, and at the same time you did a lot in your clients previously by having this reflected in your resume. Okay, so the next would be, this would be the question: does your freelance experience make a difference to you as a freelancer or a virtual assistant? Yes, definitely. So for example, in this specific company, the virtual assistant to the CEO founder for the 4 months, what did you do in your what have you imparted to this company in order for you to stand out? So an example is that carried out the total recruitment, hired 6 freelancers and 2 full-time developers, and then assisted the CEO in scheduling meetings with potential investors and partners, received $2 million seed funding after the rounds of meetings. This is also another way of citing what you did to your clients in your resume, reflecting this. And then, another company developed the company social media content plan for the next 6 months, and then works with the content team to conceptualize content ideas and coordinated from the writing draft to publishing. Again, this is a very detailed task description that you have and, in the clients that you worked on or you're still working on, okay? The good thing, in order for your resume to be updated, every time that you will be hired, it's a good thing that, you will edit your resume and then make it updated, reflect your current client, and then, if it's a one-time project, if it's done, then you could reflect again to your resume. You can update your resume that it is a one-time project, it's specific date with this specific job description, okay? And then, okay, this also, well, it depends on the clients. Some of the clients are not asking for your academic background, but for those clients, especially for specific niche, for example, if you're specifically with the clients who are looking for website developer or like creation of codings, any specific IT niche, or like social manager niche, they are always looking for someone that for example, for IT field, they are always looking if you are a graduate of any IT related courses, because codings are not easily learned. It is always like learned in years, something like that. Okay, and then also in the same way with finance field, right? Numbers or formulas are not easily learned. It is also like taking focus at the same time, years in order for you to master that. Well, if you don't have any background, well, having the technology nowadays, it is very easy to learn, but the shortcuts, but not the whole process of the accounting lessons or something like that. So sometimes those clients that are in specific in finance field, they are always looking for an accounting graduate, and for those who are in IT field, they are always looking for the IT related courses. So that is why somehow your academic background matters. Okay, so it is a good thing also for you to reflect your educational background here. For example, bachelor's degree in business administration, in Colombia, or if you do have also certificates that make you an outstanding student at that time, it would be very recommendable. I mean, it is recommendable for you to have that in your profile or in your resume, that I have been, the most outstanding student in the year 2022 or something like that. It would be very impressive. Also, the most in-demand skills for virtual assistants. Hey, we're here now. All right. So these are the soft skills for virtual assistants. So meaning soft skills, these are the skills that are really, your client are expecting from you, or your client is expecting from you being a VA. So when you're working with, when you're working with your client, or in a big company, or even a small company that you're working with 2 to 10 people in a day, teamwork is very necessary, meaning you are open to other people ideas, and you are also like embracing other cultures, because we are working virtually. So again, you're working with people in different walks of life, different behavior, different culture. So you must be very versatile and flexible and adaptable, and their culture and behaviors, you will be also like working with them in a daily basis. So please, you know um take the leap of understand them, and at the same time consider them as the same person as you, with the same level of thinking, and at the same time take their ideas on board. Okay, multitasking. When you say multitasking, you can do tasks at the same time. For example, you are taking notes while listening in the meeting. The same time is that you are responding to the emails while listening to the podcasts or something like that. That is an example of multitasking. Again, there are clients that are really, expecting you to be multitasking in order for you to make use of your time. Okay. And then communication skills. When you say communication skills, it's not just like, being communicative through chats, through calls, but it is also like saying enough. So meaning talk not too much, and not too little, or something like just average. And also in communication skills, listening skills is very important. It is not just you're the only one talking. So keep in mind to also listen to others, and take those ideas and somehow suggestions in order for you to communicate well with others. Okay, interpersonal skills. So these skills is an example on how you interact with other people. This is very important, especially again, you're working virtually, and you're working with different people with their own uniqueness. You're not working with people, and again, it's very minimal that you are just working with the same American people. If you're working with Asian people, we're working with Australian people. But when you are a virtual assistant, it is expected that you will be working people that has different culture, different behavior. They have their own uniqueness, even if they are on the same, culture and something like that. So all you have to do is, interact with them on a very smooth and at the same time, very professional way. Okay, always do that. And then this one is the most important thing, being reliable and resourceful. So being reliable, because we are working virtually and there are clients that don't have the time checking on you. The reason why they are hiring us, or they are hiring virtual assistant, because they have so much on their plates, or their team really needs you in order for you to help them, not to burden them. So being reliable is such a way that you can do things in minimal supervision, and at the same time, you can do things on your own. Okay. And then this is the time being resourceful again. Your best friend is YouTube and Google if you don't know. Especially there are times that you really don't know where to start, or how to start things. The good thing here in our group is, again, we will be having like a group chat where you can shoot any specific question that you really don't know, or be sure that you already like sourced out everything that you cannot find in Google or find in YouTube. Then that's a time that you could ask the group that Tanya, I think, and the moderators will create. Hey guys, do you have any insights and these specific questions that I have with my client? I have this task and I really don't know how to start, or is there anything that any technique that you could share with me? Again, your insights would be highly appreciated. Okay. So that's a good thing that, there are someone that already in your shoe and could share anything that, that made everything easier and helpful for them. Okay. Leadership skills. When you say leadership skills, also, your client will not expect you, to lead the team or something like that, unless otherwise that you will be hired as an executive assistant. Again, it will take time for you to really learn everything under your client's business. But again, showing your proactive skills will somehow make your client think that you really have that skills on, leading the team in order for this specific, for example, just, recommending to your client that, hey, hey CEO, could we do this in order for us to track the tasks, or the task that to make sure that it is done in a timely manner, something like that. Can we have this so that we could make sure that the team had reached this goal at a certain span of time, something like that. Your client could just think that, hey, this VA could lead the team moving forward, and then it shows, or implicate that you have the leadership skills in your own way. Okay. So accountability, this is the thing that you are owning, the tasks or the unnecessary tasks that in your client's plate. It is the way that you could know that you could do the tasks in order for you to help your client is that make sure that you have a time or blockings in your client's schedule. If it's not, weekly, if it's not every other day, if it's daily, to sit down with your client, what is your priorities today, or what are our priorities for today? When your client have this list and, hey, I could grab this one, I could do this for you. You could do this for, I could do this for you and you could do this, so that, if I will do this task, what would you like to fill in order for you to be more productive, so that we could, attain more goals to this specific week or specific month. In that way, you can show to your client that you are proactive, and at the same time, you are somehow like owning the business, not owning as if it's your own, but, making the involvement in the client's business makes your clients feel that you really care not only for the job but also for this business. Okay. And then analytical skills, this is in how you could like resolve problem solving, the same with the critical thinking on how you could like, for example, foresee the future future problems that this, for example, system, if you will be creating a system, you will foresee what will be the bottlenecks moving forward on this system. So you will be thinking on how you could resolve that for your client or for your CEO. Okay. Attention to detail. So again, this is very crucial. I mean, nobody's perfect, but being an attention to detail is somehow like a way for you to meet mistakes. Okay. And then time management. This is the most important thing in your CEO's life. Because you will be his or her alarm clock, or yeah, calendar keeper or timekeeper, because you will be the one who will schedule the meeting, and then you will be the one who will be setting the appointments. So you must be very, very skillful in time management. Alongside with this is it is very important for you to be skillful in calendar management. Okay. The same time, it will be also be helpful for you if you have your task list or to-do lists in a daily basis, so that you can make sure that there's no task or like goals that are falling on cracks, and you're making sure that everything is on point and on time. Okay. All right. So what I'm doing, just to cite an example, for example, my client's calendar for today is very full. Because my client is very busy, so his calendar is like, there's no time for him to like rest, even 5 minutes. His calendar, every 30 minutes, he had a meeting. So what I'm doing in order for him to be reminded, in Google Calendar, there is an option for you to add a notification in order for your client to be notified that 5 minutes before he had another meeting. And what I'm doing is I'm ringing him, or like, sending a message, hey, you will have another meeting in 5 minutes, in order for your clients to have an ample time to wrap up the meeting and then jump in another meeting. Okay. So that's the other way of, controlling your clients' time in managing the meeting in every 30 minutes. Okay. So that's another trick for you to be a timekeeper with your client, because there are meetings that somehow like take long, but if your client is programmed to, hey, I have another meeting in 5 minutes, so I really have to wrap up this. Okay, just to make sure that there's no meeting to be missed on that day, because you already scheduled that. You already discussed that with your client that, hey, we have the meetings for this day, and who might know the client that will be canceled or like overlap the meeting because you forgot to remind your client that he had another meeting, and that client is like an investor or something like that. Then you will both you and your client were lost the opportunity to have that investor. Again, the reason why your client hiring you, being a virtual assistant, especially an executive assistant or personal assistant, is for you to be his or her timekeeper. So that would be a huge impact for him or her if he could organize his life. Most of the clients that is looking for virtual assistant, specifically for those fields, are really a timekeeper. So that is the time that you can make an impact your client's life if you yourself is also organized and you really know how to to keep time. So for example, on my end, when I wake up, I have this time blocking. Okay, 7 to 8. I have my coffee time, 10 minutes, and then the rest review my calendar. For example, if I am handling 3 clients, I have 3 separate calendar with my separate clients. So that in order for me to, I list down those priorities for the day in order for me not to lose anything on my client's calendar. All right. Hold on. Sorry. All right. I'm sorry for that. Okay, so presentation skills. This is the skills that needs proactiveness. So sometimes your clients will tell you that, hey, could you search for me travel bookings for Europe, and then I will be staying to this hotel, and I want you to check if there are like any recreational activities or any like cinemas near the venue that I will be staying, or something like that. So there are clients, you will be very fortunate if your client will give you a very detailed instruction, but most of your clients will give you very vague instructions. So it really depends on you on how you will search for the answers for that. So again, there is Google and there is YouTube on how to search booking travels, at the same time hotels, and what they call this any near restaurants that is near in your client's venue. So I don't think I have it here, but well, if we will still have next session, then we could, I think, tackle that. Well, we will discuss that with Tanya, but if not, then I could have that slides added here, but it's kind of detailed, where we could find the sites all in one, where you could find, flights, restaurants, and then hotels in just one website, and then on how to book that, something like that. All right. And then organizational skills. This is a very important thing in a VA's life. Being organized must reflect on yourself before you could help organize other people's lives. Okay? When you say organize, then you must, this is the twin of time management. Being organized will be like, reflect on you on how you could prioritize things, goals, tasks in a timely manner. When you say, for example, there is like a situation that your client may ask, I have an urgent thing that you want me to do, but the most important thing is this. So which one would you prioritize? The urgent one or the most important one? Again, that is what I've learned from a previous client, because she asked me that. And my answer is, I mean, this tests your analytical skills and critical thinking. So the way that I answered that question is that I will prioritize the urgent one, given the word urgent, meaning it's urgent. It is time sensitive matter. So you will prioritize those tasks that are urgent, and then followed by the important things. Because important things are just contributory factors in order for you to accomplish those tasks. But the urgent ones are those tasks that really time sensitive. So always make sure that those tasks that are time sensitive, especially there are tasks that, for example, for your client, it must be posted in 15 minutes in his blog. And then, there are like span of every 10 minutes, an hour to be posted or something like that. So if if the task talks time sensitive or like in timely manner, then prioritize that, followed by those things that could contribute on the fulfillment of tasks in a certain day or in a certain time frame. Okay, problem solving. So again, your clients are leaving everything for you, so they don't need to be informed that, hey, we have problem in this, we have issues in this. Your client don't have the time to think, to think for that, unless otherwise that your client has the only discretion to decide for that. What would be the other way that you could recommend to your client when it comes to any issues that you will be encountering moving forward, especially if it's systems, if it's if it's in the co-workers, or if it implicates on the business? What would be the other way for you to what do you call this approach to your client is that, hey, I have encountered this today. But I have the recommendation 1, 2, 3. Have your recommendations with your client. Don't throw the questions to your client. We have the issues for this. What will we be doing for this? Okay, so meaning you're throwing the ball to your clients, not recommending any recommendations that could solve the problem. Always think that, again, that the business is your own. So you must think what would be the best thing for the business in order for this to work out, or in order for this business to be profitable. Always think and always bear this in mind, why I am saying that treat the business as your own. Because if your client or if the business is having profits, and if the business moving forward is stable, then you will also be stable. You'll be staying with your client. All right. But if you're not treating the business of your client as your own, if you're not caring, if you're not um caring for the business leverage, then your client may see that, hey, this VA is just doing his or her job, and not, not caring for my business and not suggesting on how to leverage my business or something like that. Then you're replaceable. Okay, always think of things that you could impart to the business so that your client would think that, hey, this VA is very what they call this, crucial in plays a crucial role in my business, and irreplaceable, not replaceable. Okay, there, virtual world is a very competitive world, so you are replaceable if you're not, if you're just, hey, I'm just if you will just wake up on the day that, okay, I will just do this job, something like that, something like that. Always search, always have updates with your client's business, and then giving recommendations. Search for something that is related also to your client's business, or search for something that companies that also the what they call this, the that is also competitive with your client's business, and then see, hey, this company is doing this, doing that, so can we also innovate something like this, so that we could like be catchful to other, to other customers or something like that. Again, there's no harm in trying and recommending anything that could leverage the business. It is also just saying that you are caring for the business. Okay, mark my word, be that VA or be that assistant that is irreplaceable. Don't be replaceable one. Okay. All right. The next would be, these are the hard skills. I'm not saying that these are the hard, but this as there, I mean, there are these are the skills in the tools that for virtual assistants that really must know moving forward if you really want to, to elevate your learnings. The first one is project management. So this is for executive assistants that are tasks to handle teams. Like, if it's like a small group of people or a big group of people. Sorry. So you will be asked by your client if you have if you have experience in project management. But there are clients, if again, if your client could see that you have the potential, and since you don't have any any experience with that, if your client really sense that you deserve it, they will pay for it. Trust me. Because I've been with many clients that I don't have experience with this and that, and they are really willing to pay for me to to have that skill acquired, because they could sense that I am very much willing to learn everything, or like anything that is outside my comfort zone. Just show the enthusiasm of being interested in knowing things that she or he really wants you to do. All right. And then editing and proofreading articles and legal documents. So this is like, for example, if you will be hired in legal firms, or like there are if you will be hired in a big company that really needs some, like if you will be hired as an EA or personal assistant, you will be instructed by your founder, especially if you are working with a startup company or like a small business that is still starting up, or making up systems and everything, you will be instructed by your founder or CEO that, hey, could you draft an NDA for our hirings moving forward, or something like that. So you will be also tasked to proofread. For example, in writing, you will be asked to proofread to content before it will be posted, or something like that. So Microsoft Office Suite, I think this is now very common, that you will be like proficient or like knowledgeable enough in Microsoft Office, especially nowadays that most of the businesses are using Microsoft Teams. So try to like navigate or explore Microsoft Teams, because Microsoft Office Suite, because you can just like sign up for for a free profile for that. I mean, for a free account for that. Okay. Data entry, there are data entries that are very like minimal or very basic, but when I say hard skills and data entry, somehow your clients would use tools like this one. As you see, Airtable, it's very crucial if you don't know how to do it. But there are tutorials in this what I call this on this platform. Airtable has also like a free trial days that you could try. And again, YouTube on how to use it. It is very useful tool for you and your client moving forward. And then again, you can Google what are the top 10 tools that we could use in project management, top 10 tools on how to have a very good to-do lists. Then again, if you click those, there are tutorials. So you could just like learn by yourself and explore things, try everything. Don't sorry. Don't be afraid of committing mistakes, because that is how the way we learn. Okay. And then typing speed, sometimes there are clients that really acquiring you to have like at least 50 words per minute that you could type, because again, it will test how you could accomplish tasks in a very minimal time frame. Okay. And then experience in CRMs. When you say CRM, sometimes it would be like a database where your clients' contacts will be stored. Or for example, if you will be involved in a sales field, for example, you will be using Salesforce, or somehow you will be using, other CRM tools. Again, you can search what are those best CRM tools that you could use, and you will be knowledgeable of. You can again sign up. These tools actually nowadays have like 15 days trials or like 30 days trials. You could always subscribe for that. Just make sure that you will mark in your calendar that you will canceling that subscription, in order for you to be, reminded that, hey, it would be deducted to my, to my, what they call this, to my payment method, something like that. Okay. And then business planning, this is somehow like, a very tactical or technical skills that you will be, this would be like a coaching level already when you say business planning with your client or your CEO. And then performing market research, this would be again to the social media manager's niche, and somehow being a virtual assistant, this is also you will be doing. And market research, like for example in LinkedIn, this is somehow like connecting to other people with the same industry with your client, and then connecting with them if you could work on strategies that could like, leverage your client's business. Okay. Event planning. So event planning is just very easy when you just hear it, but very crucial, because you must be detailed oriented when it comes to dates, time, and at the same time a venue where this event will be happening. And at the same time, there are checklists that must be completed in order for this event to be successful. How many attendees? What would be the tools that you will be using? What would be the what they call this preparations? What would be the needs of the participants or something like that? Be ready of everything, that the presentations. you must have the checklist in every event planning that you're doing. Okay. And then social media accounts management. These are, I think for this, I would highly recommend for your client for them to have, like, for example, a password keeper, like LastPass, 1Password, in order for them to share everything with you without sharing, the content itself, but sharing the access with you and their password keepers for you to have all the accounts in that password keeper. If not, there are clients that are not very techie savvy. So what I recommended is we will be using like a management tool like Trello, where all of our, excuse me, where all of our logins, like for example, our email address to use the logins, and then the password are in there. And then, we will be just updating if the passwords are different already. So you will be just updating the tool, and then you can just ask your client to have that as a reference. Transcription services. So this is mostly used for meetings that you will be transcribing those minutes notes. Actually, this would be very what they call this recommendable way in order for you to make use of your time. What I'm always asking for my client, for example, if he comply me to be on the meeting, necessary in the meeting, for example, if that meeting would last an hour or 2 hours, what I would highly suggest to my client is that why we could use, or why we could use, or yeah, why we could use a tool or a recording, like this on Zoom. It will be recorded, and then we will be just converting this to a transcription services like OTI or something like that, that could transcribe this meeting. And on that way, I could like just transcribe the notes, and then that 2 hours on 1 hour of that being in the Zoom and just listening or something like that, I could do other tasks. That is also like a multitasking, right? So that is another recommendation for you with your client. Again, you could like search, transcription tools in Google. That is most recommendable, or like, there are free, but most of them are subscription. Okay. In order for you to transcript long hours of meetings. And then because sometimes there are, based on my experiences, while you are, there in the meeting and then listening, and then, just you cannot understand most of the time. So it is also good that there is like a transcription. Okay. And then Adobe Creative Suite. These are sometimes where you could create, edit photo, and then you could like combine files and everything. This is a very good tool when it comes to engineering or IT or like SMM niche. This is a very useful tool. And there's the Zoom. Actually, Zoom is very like, easy to hear, but there are like options and like features that could very helpful in Zoom. So you must like to you might also like to transcribe here. They have the free trial, and that you could explore what the Zoom could offer. And then again, the Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, it's already an hour of speaking, sorry. And then Google Meets, and then similar communication software. And then Slack, if you're familiar with Slack is like also a communication tool, which is very recommendable when you are working with 2 to 10 people at the same time. Many people could accommodate this. There are again there are like companies that recommending this communication tool because it's very helpful, and there is also like a free trial for this. So take a leap of trying to have a free trial. I don't know if it's 15 days or 30 days, but at least you could like test and have the experience of using these tools. Okay, the same with Airtable. All right, and then The last would be the WordPress content management and Google Documents. Okay, most of the clients are actually like looking for a VA that is, if not well-versed, at least familiar with G Suite and Microsoft Office. Okay. So golden rule in having this in your resume or having this in your profile, do not include anything that's not add value to your profile or the job that you're applying for. Okay, so always be specific again on everything that you will have on your profile that is relevant to the job that you're applying for. Don't put anything that, you know, your client might not need for you to have those. Okay, pick the right additional sections for your VA resume to make it stand out. Current computer skills and certifications, extracurricular activities, freelance work, languages, interests. Okay, for these are, as what I've said before, so these are the free online certifications that you could acquire on these you know, sites. You could just search for it. For example, the Microsoft Office Specialist certification, the MOS. You could just search in Google where you could acquire this. The Certificate Associate in Project Management, and then HR Certified Professional by the International Public Management Association for Human Resources. Again, you can search that to Google and it will show up, okay? Talent Management Practitioner Certificate by Talent Management Institute. And then you could just, you could not just get the certifications, okay? You will click their course, like a free course, and then at the end, they will provide you the certification. Just making sure that, you know, have that course started and, you know, focused on that, because when you have that certification affixed in your profile or in your resume, your client might ask you, what have you learned or what is your experience having that certification? Okay. All right, so you also have that HubSpot content marketing certification, the Google Analytics IQ certification. You will have that free online, the Digital Garage, fundamental of digital marketing. This is very helpful for those who wants to be, you know, to focus on or would like to explore social media field or niche. And then HotSuite social marketing certification, HubSpot inbound marketing certification. So you will just have that free on this on these sites. Okay. So languages. So it is also be good if you will also cite what are the languages you can speak, because there are clients that really you know, specific in the virtual assistants that they are needing. Somehow they are saying that having Spanish language is a plus. So again, if you already have that in your resume, you would send out even if the client, you know, have look at that. Okay, so this is the good one, that the languages that you could speak is English, Japanese, French. You could cite that you're native with English and then full working proficiency, or you could just like basic Japanese, because, you know, if you will just have this English, Chinese, German, so your client would think, hey, this VA is speaking German. So, and then if you will be, you know, on interview and your client will be speaking on German, like in depth German, and you just have basic German speaking. So that could like put you in hot seat or something like that. So this is a very good thing that you will be putting this, that your native language and then limited working proficiency. So meaning your what do you call this? Your knowledge in French or in German is very limited, like very basic, or just like very introduction, or like greetings or something like that. That's the only thing you know in French or in German. Okay. So next is interests. The languages. I'm sorry, I'm right here. So again, this is the good thing and how you will put this in native, full working proficiency, or limited working proficiency. This is the bad one that, you know, you will just generalize this. So again, your client might think that you're very proficient in these languages. Okay, next would be the interests. So go through the website of your of the company you're applying for, and then check that what are their values, beliefs, and purpose. If you have the same interests your potential employer values the most, your interest section could get you the job. Okay, again, this is also would have the relevance of what I've said before, that apply to the job that you're really passionate about, or you think yourself might fit in, because your interest will be there, your passion will be there. Even if you don't know the task, if you're really like, passionate in helping people, passionate in creating the website, passionate in, creating the vlog or having the content writing, then, everything will fall into places, guys. Trust me. You will not be burnt out moving forward, because the interest is there. The passion is there. It's like working and enjoying the same time, but you will be compensated. See, that is the difference between having the job just because I need the job. The difference between having the job and have the interest in there and the passion is there. Because you will be enjoying the job while being compensated, rather than having that job because I need the job. Okay? So you'll be waking up the next morning that, oh my God, I will be working again. I will be working because I have bills to pay. Rather than having this concept that, oh gosh, if you will have the interest and the passion in the job, days and times is just like clicking. You won't be noticing those times like, oh, it's Friday again, because you already have the passion. You're working, just enjoying that. Okay. So the next would be tips to improve your virtual assistant resume. So proofread. Grammarly is one also. This is also like a tool that I'm using in correcting the grammar. It's not very accurate, but somehow it could help. So you could have that Grammarly, search for that. It's very useful. It's free. So unless otherwise that you will be using their specific features, then you could subscribe. But if you will just check the accuracy, it's free. Okay. Acquire certifications before applying. Again, you could have those certifications that I have in the slides before applying, especially when you are a newbie, because it could help a lot. Trust me. And then tailor your resume to each job. Be that candidate. Always have that a mindset that you must apply to the job because I fit in, not because I need the job because I have to be paid. Okay. Sometimes we are applying to the job, to the VA job, to this VA job description that is not aligned with our resume. For example, this job is looking for a social manager, a social media manager. And what you have in your resume is booking travels, scheduled meetings, or something like that. So that is not aligned to the job description that you're applying for. The correct resume for that is posting contents, and then posting vlogs or something like that. Sorry. So always be mindful of the job description that you're applying for, especially again, if you are thinking of specializing in a niche, or like example, if you are venturing to another niche, just make sure that you have specific resumes created, resumes that are aligned to the job post that you're applying for. Okay. And then structure your resume sections effectively with multiple columns. Again, as what you've sent on mine here. So what I have here is my introduction. Again, if you might try Canva, Canva is also like a free subscription, unless otherwise you will explore their, what they call this, their paid features where you could create videos or something like that. Their pro features you could have, but Canva has free templates for resumes. So you could have all that and fit all of your, information there. Just be sure again of what I've have in the previous slide just to make your resume stand out. Okay, so as what I've said, structure your resume sections effectively with multiple columns so that your clients may see not just only one. And as much as possible, if you could make your resume bulleted, because some of the clients hates very, like, very, what they call this, lengthy explanation. And nowadays bulleted are very recommendable, like this. I have my skills on this side, and then I have experiences on this side. So always make sure that you have your skills in a bulleted points so that your clients might, have the ability to just easily grasp what you have or what you can offer. Okay. So here is just an example, and you could have your own. Again, be unique, design your own. Okay, you could have everything as a reference, but be your own unique. All right. Okay, to continue. All right. Okay. So complete your resume with a cover letter. So in your cover letter, state the reason why they should hire you. Okay. Always the client would have, again, as much as possible, if you could have your cover letter also, like, in bulleted point. This is so millennial because, this is somehow like the client's preference, I mean, to read very lengthy cover letter. You could say just like why you should hire me, question mark. And then I could be your reliable, consistent virtual assistant. I could provide you, I could help you. Again, use I could provide, I could help, I could be, meaning you're owning those tasks based on the job description that is client is posting. Okay. And then demonstrate how you solve those problems for your previous clients, employers. Always cite that I have hired 9 freelancers out of 10. I have, scheduled meetings and then booked this investor with $200,000. And then, for example, I have helped my CEO organize something like this. And then we accomplished or we organized 10 webinars out of this, and just something like that. And then state your interest to join your team for the last part. Okay. I mean, you're very much flexible and adaptable, and you want, and I mean, you're looking forward to enjoy in having in to be a member of their teams. And the most, I think the most touchy word that you could have on your cover letter is, I'd love to discuss further how I could be of help to your company in order for you to keep organized and on track and to leverage your business. Again, I'd love to discuss more on how I could be of help to your company or your business, or on how to help you to be a more effective and efficient founder of your company. Always have that involvement for your client to see that you're very passionate to be part of the team. Okay. And then in the interview portion, I did 10 common VA interview questions and how to prepare for them. Question number 1 is, what do you consider your core skills and services? Which ones are outside your scope? So again, this is the question that your client might ask, because you are, example, you're very good at booking travel arrangements, or you're very good at in scheduling meetings. What if your client wants you to, for example, explore social media management? Like, if I want you to post content on my blog, if I want you to respond on the LinkedIn messages that I have, or something like that. So it's important to have a clear idea of what the client is looking for, so that you could also, like, hey, I specialize in booking travels and scheduling meetings, but I can explore, or I'm very much willing to learn about content writing. I'm very much willing to, handling social media or something like that, responding on LinkedIn, or you can say that I have experience on responding, messages on LinkedIn because I have LinkedIn account. You can help my LinkedIn account to check or something like that. So does he need someone to organize their schedule or book travel arrangements or meetings? Again, that is what I've cited. Or is he looking for someone to help with bookkeeping and data entry? Again, there's no harm in embracing skills that outside of your scope, as long as you're very determined and very much willing to embrace those. There's no word impossible, and learnings, especially if you're determined and open-minded and taking those, those difficulties and that are hindering you in learning those skills. Okay. All right. So what time zone are you in and what hours are you available? So this is sometimes because we are working virtually, meaning we are working in different parts of the globe. So sometimes your clients might be in the US and they prefer to someone that could also work in US. So you could also cite to your client that, hey, I might be in this time zone, but I'm very much willing to work in your time zone, that just to be sure that we are, working aligned and on time. Okay. There are also questions that, how do you handle a situation when you may not know how to complete the tasks? So again, so it's better to ask questions than make mistakes. This is what I have in my profile in Upwork. Making things right at the first time really matters. Okay, there's no harm in asking, as long as you already have outsourced everything that you have to learn. I mean, you have to know. For example, you already have search Google, search YouTube, and then you really don't have that, that specific answer to your question. Then that's the time that you will reach out to your client. Hey, client, I already, searched for this, but I couldn't have the exact answer to my question. Would you like me to do this or to do that? Would the outcome would be this or something like that? At least you have something, the client could sense that you've tried on your end to look for the answers, but then you cannot. Then sometimes your client just testing you on how you are being resourceful and sometimes being proactive. So again, but good candidates should also be independent and proactive enough that they try to solve many problems without coming to the client first. That is what I'm saying, that be proactive and be resourceful at the same time. All right. The next would be, what methods do you prefer for communication? This is a very important thing, because being communicative is very important when it comes working virtually. The client the client really hates that he or she will come after the VAs or for you, because you are there for them to assist or to help them, work out everything to them. So always be communicative for your client. Always reach out. Don't wait for them to reach out to you. Okay? It's not clingy, always reaching out to your client. It's somehow like, showing your client that you're thoughtful, or like you're just being making things that everything is on track, and making sure that everything is aligned or something like that. It's okay to be over communicative than not communicative at all. Okay. Tell me about a professional setting you've worked in where people had different communication styles. So meaning,
Angeli, sorry. In my screen right now, it's still the cover of 10 common VA interview questions.
oh, I'm so sorry. All
Yep.
right.
All right. Cool. Thank you.
Oh, it's hanging up. I'm sorry. Okay, would you like me to go back or just continue?
If you want, you can do just like some quick review on each
All right.
question, just quickly. Quick
All
one.
right.
All right.
Thank you
Cool.
for that. Thank you for that. I'm so sorry. Okay, for this question, what do you consider your core skills and services? Which ones are outside your scope? So what I've said is that, just take the leap of embracing skills that is outside your scope, or like, don't be skeptical or be afraid of embracing or taking the leap of learning those skills that is outside of your comfort zone. Meaning, if your client is looking for example, if you are specialized on travel bookings and schedule meetings, but if your client is looking for, social media manager or something like that, make sure that you are very much willing to learn on that niche, and your interest I mean, you also have the passion in doing that, because sometimes if you will be just learning those just because your client you wants you to do that, it somehow will give a pressure on you, or like somehow will burn out you. Okay, always keep in mind that you always have the passion and interest in those skill sets that your client would like you to learn. Okay, and also there's no there's I mean it's not also wrong for you to say to your client that hey, I'm not very much willing to learn this, but I will be more effective on this niche or something like that, just for your client to have a proper expectations both for you and for your client. Okay. Okay, for this next question is, what time zone are you in and that hours that they are available? So again, it's very important for you to have your availability with your client in order for you to work along well. Okay, and then this question will be, how do you handle a situation when is there where I am now? How do you handle a situation when you may not know how to complete the task? So again, this is where you will show your proactiveness and being resourceful. YouTube and Google is always there for you. Always remember that. Okay. And then what methods do you prefer in communication? So again, this is very important when it comes to communication with, sorry. So again, what I've said before, that it's okay to be over communicative rather than not communicative at all, because everything is what they call this, can be discussed as long as you are in good communication with your client, or with the other team members, and thoughts are deliberated in well manner if you are communicative with your client and at the same time with other team member. All right. And then there is also another question that, tell me about a professional setting you've worked in where people had different communication styles. So in this question is, should give an insight into candidates' maturity, professionalism, and communication skills. Great candidates will have the organizational experience as well as high level of comfort with different work and communication styles. This applies if you are working with a small business, or like 2 to 10 peoples in within the team, and you are working with different people in all walks of life or different part of the world. This is how you will interact with them, and how you will communicate with them. It's very relevant, and it's very useful if you will communicate with them very professional when it comes to work related activities. For example, if you will say, hey John, would you mind if I ask, or if you could share on the team what you have done for this, for these tasks, or if there's anything else I could be of help or something like that. Or this is like unprofessional manner of saying, hey John, have you have something for us, or something like that. So you don't know if that person is also up for that matter of communication, because in US it's just like very very what they call this occasional with them, that hey John, something like that. But you don't know with other people, they don't like being hey, something like that, because in other culture being called by hey is something like not respectful. Well, again, it depends on the culture that you've grown to, but having the greetings that is very professional is somehow make a different impression. Okay, so next would be, let's say your inbox is flooded with messages. How do you prioritize which one to respond first? So this is somehow like an email management for your client. So VAs need to be able to prioritize tasks based on the client's particular needs and goals. Again, goal setting and daily check-ins or like weekly check-in would play a vital role with you and your client. Giving those goal setting would like help you as a VA on how you could recognize what would be the priorities or the urgent needs of your clients, not assuming that, hey, this would be urgent for him or her, or, you know, not assuming that, hey, this would be also be this my client's priority for this day. Giving those goal setting will help you a lot in prioritizing the emails that, for example, if you for example, in your client, there are subscriptions that your clients is subscribing. So sometimes there are subscription that is entering the email, and it could flood the email of your clients. And there are emails that pertaining to sales, for example. So those sales emails would be covered up by those subscriptions emails. So all you need to do is find those sales email and flag those emails. That would be my priority. Okay, that is a good example. And then a good candidate should be able to identify which messages are time sensitive and which can wait. Okay. And then another question would be, what do you want when a client has trouble articulating their needs? So these would be, VA should be able to pick up on the client's needs and be able perceptive enough of identify the source of problem. And then this comes from understanding both the client and the business. Asking questions to better understand the problems you're facing is a good sign. Okay, so this is also like, you know, being open or proactively like interact with your client on what would be the possible problem that you will be facing in the business. For example, if your client wants you to book the meeting for this specific time and date, and you will say, hey, CEO, you have a you know, a travel for this week, and you don't have the time to schedule this meeting. Would you mind scheduling this meeting this week, next week, I mean, or something like that? Then your client could sense that, hey, this VA has an initiative, or like, you know, being proactive. Okay, so let's say you have, oh my God, I'm late again. Sorry. So we are already here. Let's say you have a deadline and your computer suddenly crashes. What do you do? I know that it happened, you know, to all of us as a VA, especially when they only have one computer, and then, you know, this is the only computer that we are using during these times. So I would highly have this tip. They should be resourceful and dedicated. This has the time that I really go out at the middle of the night looking for a 24 hours computer shop just to spend the whole night there, just not to hinder the operations, because I am the one who is running the meeting. I am the one who is scheduling the meeting. So I have to ensure that everything is in the meeting, and at the same time, everything is, you know, in place. So what I did, I looked into for 24 hours like computer shop nearby, or if not, I would have to travel just to make sure that I can, you know, I can fulfill my duty being the right person to be there. And if there's, you know, instances that you cannot, you know, have any what they call this solution to that problem, then try to have someone or like a colleague or like a teammate that could do the task for you just for that time. And then moving forward, please have the initiative to you know, cover up these happenings just for you to retain the job, because it's an X for a client every time, for especially if your computer will always crash. And then there is also like an issue that you will also like electricity shortages or something like that. Your client, that is not the problem of your client, it's your problem, because they hire you to be comfort for them, not a burden for them. Okay, always think of that. So because you're working virtually, you must be ready and everything in order for you to be sustainable in the field that you're in. Okay? All right. So next is, how do you manage relationships with difficult team members? So this is a good question, actually, because again, you're working with different people, with different uniqueness, with different behavior, with different culture, especially with different religions sometimes. So depending on the client's business needs, they may rely on a virtual assistant to coordinate with other team members. So you are expected to, interact with them. So having the diverse past work experience is generally an asset, but somehow not necessarily, because it is also, again, on how you will interact to other people in a professional manner. Don't always think that other people that you're working to is the same, attitude and characteristics that you are working in your environment. So it's always be an assuming part on your end that you will be interacting with them with a professional manner. Okay. Now, not on your own presumption that, hey, this people is also like me or something like that. So also always interact with people in a professional manner. Okay. All right. The next would be, tell me about the time you proactively addressed a client's need. So again, the best candidates would won't just solve problems when you assign them. They'll be constantly looking for ways to streamline and improve your workflow to help you save time and money if possible. So this is also like another way if your client, especially for a startup company or like, small businesses that is just like leveraging their business. Sometimes your client will ask you, do you know something that could like make our system, or there like or are you familiar with any project management tool where we could like have our all information in just one, in just one visibility. So this is where you could answer your client, yes, I could recommend this one. I could recommend Sana for project management tool, Trello, ClickUp, Money.com, or something like this. Or we could have Slack as our communications tool. So if your client will say, I am not familiar with that tools, okay, you could answer this way. Would you mind if I could consolidate all of them in one Google Sheet, and then I could have the pros and cons, and then I could present it to you or something like that? So again, always think something that could be a next step so that your client would take, you have the initiative to level up. Okay. The next would be, oh, right. All good. So again, thank you so much for the time of listening to me. And I hope you've got, insights and tips on how to have your profile stand out, and then, tips in the interviews. And we will be going to the question and answer portion so that also we could share insights for what you have in mind. Okay, start with Nabila. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Angeli.
Mhm.
All right, thank you for the presentation. We have some questions here.
Sure.
The first one would be, all right, from Emmanuel Maranata. Do we need to build CVATS friendly for VA, or just made it interesting and detailed?
Sorry, hold on. Let me check that. Okay. Do we need to build CVATS friendly for VA? Would you mind be specific of the ATS friendly?
Right. Nathan, can you please write the specific ATAs while we answer the questions? Right. Next is from Junita Leah. How about if you don't have any experience, how to describe our clients' interest, how to describe ourselves professionally that makes our client interesting and we want to try to use our service. So basically, some of us are like very new being a virtual assistant. So that's why some of the students are like very aware that I have no experience in virtual assistant. How could I make the client's interest working with me if I don't have an experience. So what's your insight?
All right. So with this, again, why we are having this course, by the way, is of course specifically for newbies, and then additional additional learnings for those who had experience. But our main clienteles here, or our main targets are for those newbies. So having said this, again, that's the reason why I shared those certifications for you, for to add like edge on your profiles, or on your resumes. But to give your question on how to describe yourself professionally, having don't have any experience at all or something like that, you could describe yourself that I am a self-starter at the same time. And since I don't have experience, but I already like undergone these specific learnings with specific certifications. Okay. So that your client, actually there are clients that will really hire you as a newbie, provided that you have already like cited those courses, or like certifications that you studied, that I have posted. And then you will cite there yourself that is like a self-starter, a very willing to learn new things and something like that. But again, it's an edge for you, for have those certifications. It's free, then it would be a very beneficial for you to have that.
Okay, so basically, there are some certification programs that are free that would be an advantage for us if we take it since it's free, you know?
Yeah, I
Right.
already had discussed that in the previous slides. Again, since we are sharing these presentations to our students,
Yep.
they could just like go back and search those in the internet, and they could undergo those course free, and at the end they could have certification for free.
Yes, all right, thank you. I can't say this enough to the students that research is important. Whatever you do, whatever you're trying to do, research is important. Right,
Again,
so Nathan has gotten back with us with the ATS. ATS as an applicant tracking system usually used by HR or any headhunter. When we
um,
download our CV via LinkedIn, that's
all
the example
right.
of ATS friendly CV.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, thank you for that. And then again, there are actually like recruiters, or like HRs that using the ATS. Is that what you call it? Because on our end it's staff tracking tool. Um yes, it would be very helpful for you to fill that out, because most of them, these are actually their, what they call this, their tool on screening the applicants. But somehow having the ready resume actually is a good, it's a good point, because some of them, even if they are asking to have that in the ATS, they are always asking for the CV in PDF form, or like and always have your CV or resume in PDF form, so that it could not be edited. Don't have your resume in Word, because it will be easily like altered. So have that. Again, to answer your question, is it's a good thing that you will have interesting in details.
All right, thank you. I hope that helps, Nathan. Next is from Marina, like, how if a client asks about our weaknesses?
How if a client, oh my God, this is a very good question. Thank you for
Yes.
that, Marina. So again, it's not a like, bad fall for you if you will be honest with your weaknesses, because some of the clients are really asking if what are you not good at too, because they would also like specify that I could just have the tasks that you are very good at, and then they could just like also hire the other. For example, that's the reason why I told before that you could apply on the jobs that you think you really fit in, or like you could really like be have the passion and interest too. Because if this question would arise, this would be your answer. I applied to this job because I know I could do the job description, and at the same time, I know that I'm very much willing and have the passion to help you with this. But with the weaknesses, again, if there are, job description or tasks that I don't know, then that I'm not very familiar with or I'm not experienced with, I see that as my weaknesses, and at the same time always reverse as this, because this is my technique when I am answering the question. I will use that weakness to learn more. I'm very much willing to, to expand my horizon and embracing that learnings, and it could, add that to my learnings moving forward. Okay, because I know being smart doesn't mean you know everything. So even if I am, well experienced being an executive assistant, again, there are things that I don't know. So again, being determined and willing to learn everything, or, the specific job description that your client wants you to do, is a very good start. I mean, it's a very good point or impression for your client that you're flexible and adaptable in everything, he wants or wants you to do. I
All
hope
right.
it.
So simply put, we should answer it, but in the same time, we should like ensure them that we are willing to learn and we are willing to adapt.
Yeah, perfect. Yes.
All right. Cool. Cool. All right. Okay. We have discussed this one, but I'm just gonna read this from Emmanuel again. What about a boot camp? Should we put it if we have finished any boot camps? Even the boot camps might not be related to the service that they provide as a virtual assistant. Like, do you think we should put it in our CV, although it's not relevant for the boot camp, or probably like certification, free stuff like that, but it's not related to the service that they're providing as a virtual assistant?
All right. There is a pros and cons actually. As what I presented before, do not include anything that is not related to your profile or to the job that you're applying to. Okay. Always make sure that you prioritize those skills that your clients would like to ask from you. All right. I would highly suggest for these, like, other skills that you already like had undergone, or you really have had that already. I would highly suggest if you could have that on the lower part of your resume, to cite other skills or other, certifications that I've been through, so that your clients will have an idea, hey, this VA has also had a background in IT while handling the management services. I hope it makes sense, or it answered your question.
All right. Next is Romika. Hello, Angeli. Could you please elaborate more about Upwork profile to be stand out?
All right. So this thing is kind of very,
Technical?
very crucial. Yes. I think it would need another session, because in order for us to work it like, together. Um, hmm, because if you are a newbie, if I will be the hiring manager, your profile will stand out if you will be indicating how could you be a great asset to our company. And then the same thing as you are doing your, what they call this, as you are doing your, what they call this, the same thing as you are doing your resume. Would you mind if I share something, so
Yeah,
that
sure.
to answer your
Totally.
question? Hold on, give me a
I mean,
moment.
like, as long as you're convenient with it, we can just like make a quick review. So yeah,
Sure, hold on. Let me have this. Stop
sure,
sharing.
sure.
Yeah. I will just have to show you my Upwork profile, just to give you
Mm-hmm.
an overview on on how to be, more outstanding with your profile.
Sure.
Because making an Upwork account is, hold on. um crucial to make, but you will find many clients here, especially if you're a newbie, because
Mhm.
most of the clients here are hiring newbie. But again, you cannot expect that high range of
Mhm.
rate. I mean, if you're a newbie, but to share my experience, I started with $3 per hour, and then $5 per hour, and $18 per hour when I already.
Wow, $3?
Yeah, I started $3
Wow.
per hour, and I worked with my colleague while I'm working in a corporate agency. And then,
Okay.
yeah, that is the advantage of working virtually, like a virtual assistant. You could do side hustle, you could do a part-time job if you want, and then you could just like, hold on, let me share my screen so that everything can see. Where is my thing here? Share my screen. Here. Share. Could you guys see my screen?
Yes, Angeli as efficient executive assistant admin support. All right.
So this is how if you will be creating your Upwork account, this is how your Upwork account would look like. So yeah, sorry for that. I built this profile for a year. Yeah. I found my first client on Upwork because my first client again is my colleague. I was paid like $3 per hour. And then when I decided to retire in my corporate world and have my full focus on freelancing, I started August last year. So I have my client as $5 per hour for the first month. And then on the same month, I was hired as a personal assistant, and again, $18 per hour. Again, it's not a gauge for your client if are a newbie or not in the virtual world without any reviews on my Upwork account. It is how you sell yourself to your client in order for, again, making value of yourself on how you could be of help to them. Okay? So this is how you could have your profile. Again, hello, thank you for checking on my profile. No job is too great or small. I can do it all with excellence. And again, hi, I'm Angeli. I am a proactive virtual assistant, the CEO. Having said that, I am 14 years of all in, have in-depth knowledge of providing extensive and a virtual assistant. Again, you're citing your expertise and how you could be of help for the company. You will cite for skills here. It's so many. And then the good thing about it, if you already had experiences, I'm very much fortunate that one of my clients did a video testimonial for me. That is an edge for me because, meaning you've done enough for your other clients in order for you to have this testimonial. And there will also be like, this is a good implications for you that you did great. Well, if you have 5 stars, because your client will have testimonials for you. Okay, so yeah, this is how you will have your Upwork profile. I hope it makes sense, guys. So again, you could actually have the tutorial in what they call this in Upwork. Just follow the what they call this on how they have the help center on how to create a profile in Upwork.
All right. Thank you, Angeli. So just now, if I'm not mistaken, you mentioned that you built your profile for a year.
In
Yes.
Upwork, just in Upwork.
Yes.
Okay.
No, so I want to point out for the students that you don't have to have a perfection on the first step. Like
Yeah.
perfection as in because some of the students were very anxious about creating a perfect IG account, creating a perfect LinkedIn account and stuff like that. What I want to point out is for the students is you don't need to be perfect because everything is a process of learning. It's like you said,
Yes.
you build that for a year. It's not you can't make that for just like a day and a week.
And actually, just to be what they call this, just to have the clarification for that. My profile here, oh my God, I already have closed this. So I have to share it again, sorry.
Yeah.
So,
Cool, it's fine.
just to make sure that we are on the same page, hold on. Okay, so for this, like for example, this one, I already like, I had composed this on my own again. As what I've said, you must be unique on marketing yourself. All right, because there are instances that I am being hired without interview. A client just saw my profile and my client just hired me, offered me what do you call this, an offer without being interviewed, and I got my second client. um yeah, actually sent already me an offer. But again, your profile or your resume would be your first step in order for you to have the next step. Because if your client would see your resume is just very vague, again, okay, hire me. If you're a client, you will hire this person by stating hire me. So again, being always detailed on your profile and and everything you had just have here, and then your client will just browse your profile and see how you could impart your skills on their business. Again, just offer here, I could have your business leverage in this and that. Even if I'm newbie, I'm very much willing to have this and have that. I have certifications attached. You can, because here in the Upwork, you will have to attach here your portfolio, and then you will have also certifications. I don't have certifications here. And then you will have also your project catalog if you are a web developer or something like that. And then you can just have your portfolio here, where your clients could see what did you do or something like that. So like for example, I handled like multiple calendar management. So this is the calendar that I'm handling. So you must be sure that if you have posted any portfolios here, make sure that it's yours, and you're very much knowledgeable of what you're doing, because your client might ask you on how you're handling these things, or how did you create these things. Could you provide me the steps on how you created that portfolio or something like that? So yes, I
Right.
hope to answer your questions.
Yep.
Or any question.
Thank you, Angeli. And I think this would be the last question. Guys, if you still have any questions you want to ask, this is the time. Last one is from Marina. So a detailed and long resume is much better than a simple and short resume for entry-level VA, because just now you already showed us your CVs and then your Upwork account and stuff like that. Everything was very detailed and stuff. So this is the question: is detailed and long one is better?
Again, it's not this again, it's not necessarily that it's very long. I mean, on my end, it's very long because I have so many experiences posted there. But for an entry level VA, I think the most what they call this that could make your resume lengthy, I think, is the certifications or the courses that you've attended to, I think, right? And what have you learned on that free courses, and how did you apply, or how you tried to have that, in your personal life or something. It's not necessarily that you have to work on this. I mean, you have to be hired by someone just to test this, what they call this, course, what they call it, skills that you've acquired. You could also just have to apply that to your, for example, on my end, I have undergone the example, the travel bookings and the scheduling thing. What I did on myself, you can show your calendar on how you block your time, and then you could also create a template that you could have your personal bookings or family bookings or something like that, that you could have your example to your clients. I hope I don't know if others have attended my previous what they call this, my previous
Class.
previous class, but I had there the links on the on how to I have the links there for the templates for travel bookings, at the same time hotels or something like that, that you could also like have the reference on how you could do it yourself. If you don't have any clients, you could do it yourself, so that you will have a reference on how to do it, on blocking your times. Example, even if in the daily chores, like washing the dishes in 30 minutes, and then have lunch to 1 to 2 hours or something like that. Then you could just show
Mhm.
your clients on how you do it.
Ah.
See, you don't need to have an experience to apply those things on your end. I hope.
All right. So basically, what you're saying is like long resume, um, a lengthy resume is okay as long as it's like talking about your achievements and stuff like
True.
that. Right.
Yeah.
We have. Mhm.
Sorry. Rather than having, a very simple resume for an entry level, and your client cannot have anything on that resume, then you will be rejected. Trust me. Always
Mm.
have the resume that your client must have to have a second look and try to browse it, right? And make
Mhm.
sure that even if it's long, then have it bulleted type. Okay, so that your client
Ah,
have
okay.
the millennial visualization of the making of resume.
Yeah.
Again, Canva
All
has free resume templates. You can.
right. Cool. All right. This is from a second. Melly. Hi, Angeli. What is your recommendation for travel booking web?
Oh, hold on. Yeah, I think yes, because I don't have it here. You could just take it down. You could have Google Flights. One, Google Flights. Two is what they call this. Hold on, let me have my checklist here.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me a moment.
Yeah, sure, sure, sure.
All right. Would you mind? I just want to make sure that I'm giving the top 5 for you guys. I will
Right.
be sharing it with the team, with you, Nabelia, and then we could share it to the team. Would that be okay? I just want to make sure that I have the correct link for you.
Oh, later after the lesson.
Yeah.
Sure, sure, sure.
But
I'll
number
take.
one I'm using is Google Flights.
Okay.
You will have the flight details, you will have the hotels, you will have the near recreational activities, or near, what they call this, any locations that your
Excursion.
clients could go around or something like that, so that all in one stop.
All right. Let me just make a reminder for myself to ask you about your top 5 recommendation of travel web
Yeah.
or
I
travel booking.
Yeah, I have those just in one stop, because you don't have to go to the other sites. You just search for the hotels, and go another site for car rentals, because everything you have in a Google Flights.
All right. Next one, hi Angeli. It seems easier if you already have many years experience as a VA. Can you share with us your strategy the first time you apply as a VA? I think you have mentioned that, but you can read
Sorry,
that
what is it
real
again?
quick from Eva Wahab. Eva Wahab.
If you already have many years
Hi
experience.
Angeli. It seems easier if you already have many years experience as a
Ah,
VA.
all right. So my first time, can you share with us your strategy the first time you apply as a VA? Because I didn't apply the first time I am a VA, because I'm working actually with my colleague. But the first time that I applied for, I took the leap of applying internationally. I'm using Upwork. And I mean, we have this in the Philippines, that online job PH. So that's the only two platforms that I venture to try virtual assistant. Um, my strategy is that I always I always ask myself what I could do. And especially in applying jobs, I always like searching, for example, executive and personal assistant, because identifying your niche, or example, your specialty, where you will be good at, is very important for you to be more productive and more effective and more efficient for the client. So always, if you are good at, editing photos, editing videos, or like making designs, then you're at social media management. If you're good in, website designing, then you will be a website developer. But if you're like fun into, like administrative tasks or something like that, then you could be an assistant, administrative assistant. But if you're more technical, then you could have an executive assistant. So defining your niche is very crucial in applying being a first time virtual assistant. Because and that way you could define, or you could align, or you could make your profile a more specific way where you could provide your services more specifically to the client that you're applying for. So having said that, knowing your niche, where you could provide something where you're very good at, is a very a good point where you could wear your confidence during the interview or during applying your job, that hey, I could do that job even if I'm newbie, because I'm sure that I've done that, even in my personal thing, like example, booking schedules. You're also booking schedule, you're making appointments, right? You're making dentist appointments, you're making like personal care, hair care, nail care, pedicure, manicure. You're also doing that in yourself or in a family member. It's just that you will be doing this internationally, meaning the only thing that you will acquire on yourself is that the thing, or the adaptability to learn on how to call international numbers, on how to be comfortable in talking to other people or something like that. I hope I answered the question.
Yep. All right. So I don't think we have any more questions. Let me just scroll down one more time. Yeah, I think that's all, Angeli. Oh wait.
Thank you, Marina. Thank you. I mean,
Oh yes.
I'm also once in your shoe, that I don't know, I could also say that I am naive during that time, because I mean, work being here in the Philippines is just like a third world country, and we're not exposed in, that technology. I mean, I'm just also amazed when I saw Slack, Trello, like Asana. That tools are very much amazing, really amazing. Like, for example, if our government just knew that tools, it could really save money and time just processing anything. Just, yeah, making use of technology is very, very useful nowadays. And, being exposed to these technologies are very amazing. It just amazed me. And you know what? I looked like, just during the time that I am a first time applicant with the team and others, when I knew that tools, it's like, oh my god, it's amazing. And they told me it's already like, centuries or like years, and you
Yep.
just that something like that. And I feel so ashamed to myself that I am just being exposed nowadays to that. So again, making use of technology is very, very, very useful. And Google and YouTube is, made me like an eye opener, and not look ignorant in anything. Again, searching is very, very crucial in the field of virtual assistant. Again, research and searching and
Yep.
learning your main way. Google and YouTube will be your best friend. Trust me.
Exactly. I
Trust
mean, being a virtual assistant, as the name it is, virtual, means that you have to invest your time and tools.
Correct.
You
Yeah.
know, like virtual. Yes, everything you can do everything by your handphone, but I think a laptop, Wi-Fi is also a tool that
Yeah.
it's very crucial for you as a virtual assistant. So yeah, research, and then I think as a virtual assistant, we really have to adapt as well to the new technologies, new years and stuff like that. Because we are a virtual assistant, we have to set our mindset to improve and not just like sit on our comfort zones and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah. Any more questions, guys? Or Angeli, do you have anything else to add?
All right. Just one more tip.
Mhm.
Just sharing with you what I'm using. Actually, just a very basic to-do lists. Like,
Sure.
sometimes your client will ask you, what are you using for you to keep your day organized? And this is what I'm showing to my client here. Let me share again. Just this is just a very simple tracking lists, but what I have here is a very, like, very simple. Hold on. So let me share my screen. Children first. Where are you? Screen, okay. Can you see my screen, guys?
Yeah, you Upwork now?
Yeah, here. Can you see this one?
My day. Focus on your day. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
So these are
wow.
actually, it's not updated. Hold on. Let me have my updated one. Because these are my clients, actually, as you can see here. So this is a free tool that you will have moving forward. This is a free tool. So what you could have here is that you could have a checklist here with all your clients, and have your tasks here. So personal discussion. This
What's mm-hmm.
Sorry, let me have my other account, which not I'm using because it's my client, so it's kind of like very
You?
confidential. Yeah. So let me have, all right. So let me have a very quick orientation with this. So this is a Microsoft to-do list. It's very, very handy for you to have. You could have this also in your phone so that you could be like on mobile every now and then. You could just add tasks and everything here. So for
What's the
example,
name
for
of it?
this,
Sorry.
sorry,
The name of the app?
this one, can you see this one? Microsoft to do.
Oh, okay. Microsoft To Do. Yeah, right.
Right.
Because it's covered with the recording label. But yeah, sure.
I'm sorry. So this is
Microsoft
one.
To Do.
Microsoft to-do lists. So you have here the personal task. It's also have a tutorial on how to do it in YouTube. So it's very self-explanatory moving forward. But I just want to cite on how could be this very beneficial, especially when you're handling multiple clients or something like that. You
Mhm.
can have here your client's name, and then at the start of the day, for example, this one, let's have this. All right. So you could have your task, a recurring task. If you will just, for example, this one, I have already done this one. You will just check this, and it will go here. And if you will
Ah,
have, for example, daily reminders, if I want to send this client a daily reminder that, again, a daily check-in with your client with their task list in a daily basis is very, very useful. So if I have this reminders to be sent in a daily basis, I have it here, and it will pop up on my phone that you have to send reminders to Ryan, for example, at 7 o'clock in the evening. So you will just check this if it already sent, and then it will be renewed, as you can see here.
mhm.
Yeah, you will just check that, and then it will come over again, and then the next day it will remind you again. So it's kind of also on how you will manage yourself. So even if you don't
Mm.
have a client, just have it here, your personal task, and then
Okay.
try it. I mean, try it in yourself. For example, for this day I have to make my resume. Then you could just like add a task here, add task, make my resume. There, it's here. And then you could just like,
Mm.
remind me tomorrow at 9 a.m. and then it will ring you tomorrow at 9 a.m. that you will have to make your resume. Okay? So for
Ah.
example, if I've done this, just check this one and then it will complete. And then you could ask as many as tasks as you can. You know, have my dog a walk. Um, yeah,
Mhm.
have a dog walk, sorry. Have my dog a 30 minutes walk, something like this. For example, this one, it is a daily task, right? So you can just like have this repeated. Example, weekly, every weekdays. So for example, if you want it every weekdays, it will have this Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, or up to Friday. But if you will have to have this customized, for example, you will have this like once in every week. So you will just have, if you have it and every Tuesday only, so you will just uncheck the Monday. If you would have to make every Wednesday, you will have uncheck Tuesday or something like that. So it's very, like a very time managing tool for you since it's free. So you could like make use of it. Okay. So it is cheap.
Okay.
So hope it could help you guys. Especially when you are a newbie, you could download this one and you could try to organize your day. And then you could, if moving forward, if your client will ask you, or even if they not ask you, you could recommend to them that, anyway, just to give you an overview of how I am organizing myself. I am having this tool which I use to organize my my daily task. I am using Microsoft to-do lists. So your client or your target client would have an impression that yes, this person is organized, or he or she really know how to have the time management or something like that, because you know the blockings or something like that. So I hope it
Totally.
helps. So yeah.
Right. Wow. That's some insight.
Mm.
Right. Anyone else? Think um I don't think we have more questions. Everyone's very
Yeah,
satisfied, I think, tonight.
yeah.
All
Again, you
right.
can have that in your phone, guys. So it's very, very handy and very, very useful too. So it's free, so make use out of it.
All right. Okay, guys, if there's no more question, I think, Angela, we can end tonight's class.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your time. Thank you, everyone, for coming to the class. And I think we all have a lot of insight from tonight's class. All right. I think that's all for tonight. Angeli, anything to add?
Yeah, well, I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you also to you guys. Your questions also had the what we call this, the ability to me to reflect on while I'm making these slides, and how my journey had been, and also give me also like an additional learning and how I could be how I could be of help to my fellow VAs, and how I could be enhance my learnings in order for me to share it with you. And no worry, I will be sharing the sites for the flights and the booking, so that you guys could also have a grasp on where your clients might be asking you where you could go, and you could have that sites for you. Those sites are rated 4.5 and up in Google, so you're safe if you will be getting those suggestions from there. And again, sorry, it's and yeah, I hope you guys had a wonderful time with me, and hope you had learned something from me on your VA journey. And I think I have shared my LinkedIn profile in my previous class, but if not, I don't know if Nibla had that, but you can search me on my full name in what they call this in LinkedIn. So I have that there, my full name, just search on me, and then you could just like, browse.
All right. Okay, so everyone, you can find Angeli's full name, so you can search her on LinkedIn. So, all right. Thank you for tonight, Angeli. I hope you have a good rest, and tomorrow's Monday. Have a great week ahead.
Right.
And everyone, have a good rest. Don't forget your daily reports. All right, Angeli, thank you for tonight. See you on our next classes. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, guys, and have a great, I hope you have a great weekend, everyone. So thank you for
Right.
attending.
Okay. Bye, Angeli. Bye, everyone.